Katie, and today I'm going to talk about one way to cook a patty pan. I had quite a few people ask me how I cook this summer squash. Looks kind of like a UFO, and I think they're very tasty. Some people don't like their texture, but one of the ways you can get around of texture people don't like is how you cut it. So we're going to cut both ends off. Then we're going to cut it in half, then in fourths. And the texture people don't like is the inside part, because it's kind of squeaky in your teeth, and it has, I don't really know how to explain it. It makes your teeth squeak. So we're just going to cut that center, take the corner, and we're going to cut it out. And if there's any extra, we can just kind of cut that out too. So we have all the seeds and the squeaky part out. And from there, we're just gonna lay it down flat so we don't cut ourselves. Keep our fingers back from the knife. And we're just gonna do little slices. So our slices are pretty thin, but good bite size. And we're going to take them and put them in the pan. And I do it with the whole patty pan. I usually cook a few at a time. I can also add other vegetables. But today we're just going to cook a little bit of the patty pan. So I'm going to turn my stovetop on. About medium. So on my induction cooktop, you can see what temperature you're cooking at. So that's one of the reasons induction cooktops are so nice, because you have a lot of control about what to do. Now hit start. I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil, just a tiny bit, so they don't stick to the pan. A little bit of salt. And get open. A little bit of pepper. Black pepper helps, not only adds a little kick to whatever you're eating, it also helps with digestion. Next, I'm going to add turmeric. Turmeric gives a really nice extra flavor to the sweetness of the squash, but turmeric is very, very good at helping the body decrease inflammation. So you can get turmeric tea, you can get fresh turmeric root, or you can get ground turmeric. One thing with when using turmeric is it stains your clothes really bad. And if you're doing anything with your hands, they'll end up pretty yellow. So we're just going to sprinkle it in. Good amount. Stir it up a little bit. A really cool spoon my brother made me. It's going to take a minute for the pan to warm up. Next, I'm going to put in some nutritional yeast. And nutritional yeast, it'll add kind of a cheesy flavor and a lot of B vitamins. So I like adding things to my food that are going to add benefits to my body. So like the turmeric, which is going to lower my inflammation, and nutritional yeast, which is going to up my B vitamins. This is the Bragg brand, but I also really like the Bob's Red Mill brand, and they taste really good. It's like just a little bit of cheese. And if you don't eat dairy, then it's a great substitute for like Parmesan cheese on your pastas. So I'm just going to sprinkle a good amount. You can hear it start cooking a little bit. And stir it around a little bit. And since we cut it nice and thin, it's not going to take us very long to cook it. And leave it in a couple more minutes. Once again, I used my olive oil that has the USDA organic stamp on it to be sure that it's pure olive oil, not a mixed olive oil. Because a lot of olive oil, even though it says olive oil, can be mixed. It's smelling quite good. A little bit of the cheesiness, a little bit of the spice from the turmeric. gonna take a couple more minutes. Also like baking the patty pans, but for today's demonstration, we're just sauteing it. And I'm gonna turn up my temperature a little bit so it'll go a little faster. The patty pan is very similar to a zucchini in flavor, but a little bit sweeter, and it has just a little more flavor. Sometimes zucchini can be kind of flavorless, where the patty pan has a bit more flavor. But they're both summer squashes. They're both pretty easy to grow, especially if you live in a very sunny spot, and very nutritious. Alright, now it's coming. That's probably good enough. I want it to be done, but I don't want them to be mushy. I like them to be a little bit al dente, a little bit crunchy. You can eat them raw, and you can cook them to where they're really nice and soft. If you have, another thing is if you have trouble chewing or swallowing, you can take the peel off, and then it's a very, by taking the innards and this peel off, it's a very soft food to chew and swallow. Turn it off. And on the plate so you guys can see it. Induction burners are just kind of fun to use. The main thing with an induction burner is the only pans you can use on them are ones that magnets will stick to. Okay, so there's our patty pan. It has the nutritional yeast and the turmeric on it. It's a very nice texture. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little bit limp, but still a little bit crunchy. So, thank you for joining me. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite, and once it cools, I forgot to grab a fork, so using my fingers. And yeah, perfectly done. A little bit of spice from the black pepper and the turmeric, but it's not like spice like hot spice. It's just like a little extra flavor and a little bit of cheesiness from my nutritional yeast. And very full of vitamins and good stuff for your body. So have a good day.